Adult Swim Games and Soleil Games brings us an action title inspired by many sources, and one that takes us to Tartakovsky's amazing universe. My name is Paulo, and this is our video review for Samurai Jack: Battle Through Time. Samurai Jack: Battle Through Time comes via Soleil Games, a team made up of veterans who worked on Ninja Gaiden and the recently released Ninjala. Some of this ninja DNA is present in the title discussed today, which, while true to the original material in several ways, has questionable choices that we cannot overlook. The game takes place during the events of the 5th season. Jack and Ashi are allies and seek to stop the evil Aku once and for all. And if this deed weren't complicated enough, the villain casts our beloved samurai through a portal, which sends him to a space between times, a limbo where Jack will have to fight against many types of enemies before being able to escape. Battle Through Time uses scenes from the series to introduce the story to us, and the rest will be in-game dialogues and cinematics with the game's engine. The game's story works and is well told, but it falls short as an extension of Tartakovsky's show. It feels like an excuse to lengthen the events we've already seen. It doesn't add anything significant, nor reach the levels of epicness the series does. Fans of Samurai Jack will enjoy seeing characters like Da Samurai, who is a merchant selling upgrades and weapons in the game. However, we'll also feel that it lacks substance. It doesn't give us anything to sink our teeth into. The production levels are the biggest issue with Samurai Jack: Battle Through Time. The combat system is fun, more on this later, but the rest shows the game's limited budget, which makes us seriously question the $40 it's priced at internationally. The minimalist style of the settings is a conscious decision that seeks to reflect the visuals of the series, but at times goes too far on the simplicity scale. The 3D models don't completely fit in every setting, sometimes clashing completely. It's a third-person perspective from behind the character. The levels occasionally change the camera's viewpoint, switching to a view from above or the side. There are times when the art direction captures the essence of the show, but they're counted on one hand, on very specific levels. On the other hand, most of the times we feel that the levels are empty and the graphics make us think we're playing a remastered version of a previous generation game, or even more sadly, from the PlayStation 2 era. The combat system matches what we would expect from Samurai Jack. It has the same progression system as Devil May Cry or any self-respecting hack and slash. The dynamics have Souls-like notes, only friendlier, and some combos are closer to a brawler and reminiscent of God of War. There's nothing quite new, but what it does well, and it manages to be an enjoyable game. We have a wide array of weapons: the ubiquitous magical sword, a bamboo spear, and a scythe, among other melee weapons. We also have a bow with different types of arrows and throwing weapons like kunals, shuriken, and even firearms. We can switch between them in real time, and can even use our fists in the best beat-em-up style. Each weapon is especially for an enemy, and the game forces us to use most of them, making the fights dynamic, and the action doesn't stop. Sadly, there's something missing. Combat feels right at the control level, but we don't see choreographies of Samurai Jack's quality. Once again, the greatest shortfall is in capturing the style of the animated drawings. In terms of aesthetics and direction, this may seem as something minor for some, but it's unfortunate since part of the essence of Tartakovsky's show is the inventiveness and experimentation of the visuals. As regards to Jack's progression, during combat and when we destroy structures, we'll be able to gather coins to buy items, and improvements from Da Samurai, consumables for our defense or to heal vitality, and Blue Flame, special points that go towards our skill tree to improve ourselves. Part of the reason why the combat system works so well is that we unlock combos, special abilities, and physical improvements for Jack as we go. This means that with 2 hours of playing, we already have a generous set of options to make fights dynamic and creative. Most weapons have a durability meter, except for the magic sword, which isn't tedious because repairing them is accessible, and it'll also be very likely that we have another if they break mid-fight, because Jack can carry a diverse diverse and ample arsenal. Weapon improvements are paid with coins and are quite expensive, so properly exploring the levels to find secret chests will be crucial. The scenarios are pretty linear, so we won't move very far from the main objective. Samurai Jack Battle Through Time has different difficulties and is a very accessible game on normal. The campaign has 9 levels, each completed in 20 to 40 minutes, giving us a total length of between 6 and 7 hours. It's highly probable that fans of the series will finish it in 2 sittings. To prolong the duration, we can increase the difficulty to hard, but here the issues increase. Inexplicable hitboxes and a scant variety of enemies, which can become tedious if we die too often. To conclude, I can't stop thinking that Samurai Jack Battle Through Time could have been one of my favorite games if I'd played it when I was young. The simplistic production and unoriginal but functional combat give the feeling of a game made for a broad audience, especially for children and teenagers. As a lifelong fan of Jack and the series, I would have liked to find the definite game that does it justice. In its place, we find an action-adventure that barely meets the technical and gameplay specifications, with several high points for the fans' enjoyment. This is why it gets a score of 6. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications. Follow us on social media and visit www.malditosnerds.com to stay up to date with the latest video game news. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time!